Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, we are going to be budgeting for November of 2022. I'm super excited because we're going to be doing something completely different. I'm going to be using a completely different software, and I'm just excited to be budgeting this way and bringing it to you guys this way. I think that my hope is that sometimes when I switch up things, obviously I do it for myself because sometimes I just switch it up. But my hope in sharing is that hopefully it will be helpful to someone else and help and inspire someone else to implement a money management financial system in their own lives. So that is the goal for today. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I do want to share with you guys that contrary to belief, I'm actually a full-blown adult living in the state of Georgia with my husband and my puppy. I'm saying that because my hairstyle today. Sometimes, I don't know, this hairstyle is very quick for me. It takes me 2 seconds and it's youthful, so I go for it. But I live in the state of Georgia with my husband. We both work in public education, and my husband brought home a rescue animal last year, so we are now dog owners. We do have plans of becoming parents to a human child in the future, and that'll hopefully be happening one of these days. I don't really know when, but sometime in the future. I do state that because people ask, might as well answer it since I have no problem with doing so before people ask. So that's that. That's pretty much it about us. We live pretty reckless or chaotic lives, particularly on the weekend. However, we do manage our money relatively well. We are a part of the FIRE movement, which essentially just means that we are looking to retire early. It's not like a huge goal, but it's a feasible goal. So if it's feasible and we can still be reckless and save thousands of dollars per month, then it's pretty much a no-brainer. But more on that in a few minutes. We'll talk all about our budget, our financial to-dos, and tasks that we have for November. We'll talk about our actual monthly income and all of the things momentarily. So I think that's pretty much it. I do have my full focus planner here, which I recently did a video about, and I also did like a review video and also a plan with me type of video if you're interested in learning more. But I have this with me because right now I'm hybrid planning and I just have some notes and whatnot. We will be talking about trips and all of that taking place in the month of November. And so sometimes as I'm going through life and I have, my planner in front of me, I'll take some notes. And so that's what I've done. So I have some things written down here and I will be referencing this as we move throughout the video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about what you're looking at. And this is so cool. I have an iMac and I have it literally right here. This is the edge of it. And I have this set up to where I can talk to you guys here and here at the same time. I'm here for it. So let's talk about what's happening. This is our November budget template. This is on Notion. In Notion, I'm going to do a full tour of my Notion soon. By soon, I mean as soon as possible, so you guys can see what all is happening. But let's talk about what's happening. So this is our monthly calendar, and I like referencing this as we move throughout the month for any reason, but especially for finances. But of course, I'm a hybrid planner, so I do use Google Calendar for a lot of things and my phone for a lot of things. And this is actually our Google Calendar as it relates to October. So I'm just gonna flip it to November. And so this is kind of what's happening so far in the month of November. See, I'm planning to do, well, I have 2 videos. It's like an either or for that day, but I'm planning to do a Notion tour. So anywho, let's talk about what we're looking at. So I like looking at this overall because it is a depiction of what the month will bring, what we need to budget for. So I've already kind of did this already, and I've already sorted out what we need to budget for, but I also have in here our bills. So investments, electricity, this is a business bill, so that doesn't count. This is our personal budget, by the way. Other types of personal expenses, our car payment when it's due, cell phones, so on and so forth. So I have all of the dates updated. I've already updated the Google Calendar to be reflective of the actual, bills that we have in November and also the bills that are due. So basically I have all of our bills in here. But I like looking at our bills with our personal stuff as well because again, it helps us to budget. Like right here, like as an example, on the first weekend in November, we're going on our anniversary trip. So that kind of helps us to budget, if that makes any sense. So I just like having this here. Also, we will have 4 paydays looks like I get paid the 4th and the 18th, and my husband gets paid the 15th and the 30th. So we will have 2 paydays from our full-time jobs. And yeah, I just like being able to look at both of these all together. I'm going to talk more about this when I do my Notion tour, but I integrated our Google Calendar into Notion. So this is literally our Google Calendar. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about some to-dos and things that we have and goals and whatnot for November, because that will help to dictate what our budget is going to be like. So first things first, we want to or are planning to invest 15% of our paychecks. We have a goal of doing this every month because it will help us to reach our annual goal of how much we want to have invested. So invest 15% of paychecks. We also want to pay our credit card, which is due every month on the 18th. I don't have it in here because technically if we spend money in one month, then whenever the bill is due, we pay it off. So therefore we never technically have like a credit card bill. Well, we have a bill, but it's really money that we've already accounted for, because whenever we spend money, we spend money using our credit card and then we pay it off. So therefore it doesn't really make it as like a bill, but I do know that it's due on the 18th. So we want to pay our credit card, which is a monthly thing. Sometimes I pay it weekly. Like if we spend, say we put $500 on the credit card in any given month on various expenses, then at the end of that week, I might go ahead and pay off that. It doesn't matter as long as I pay it off before it's actually due, which is the 18th of every month. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is pay off our Ashley card. So you guys, we are going to be technically credit card debt free again in the month of November, because we put some furniture on an Ashley credit card simply because it was no interest for X amount of time or X amount of months. And so we will have that paid off in November. The minimum payment, that is a self-imposed minimum payment, is going to be $200. And then I've already scheduled the additional payment, which is like $100 and something. So it'll be paid off in November, so we won't see it again. So that's exciting, but I'll tell you how much that will be when we get to the budget. So pay off Ashley credit card. Then I'm going to put this back on here. We have a truck that is broken again, and so it's not on our auto insurance, and whenever it gets fixed and up and running, we will put it back on there. But otherwise, I see no reason for it to be on there and for us to be paying for a truck that just sits there, a vehicle that doesn't go anywhere. So we will have to probably tow it to our mechanic, but that doesn't cost that much money because it's not that far away. So we'll just pay for that out of pocket since we don't have the car on our car insurance, or the truck on our auto insurance. Add truck to auto insurance. Also, we want to create a budget for Florida. I'm going to Florida, more on that in a minute. And I kind of have a budget already, I'm gonna put Jacksonville, because that's where I'm going. I already have a budget pretty much worked out, and so I'll share that with you guys right now. I am thinking that for gas, because I'm going to drive myself there. Well, my friend may come. It's a bunch of friends meeting there because we're meeting up to hang with our friend who recently moved to Jacksonville. My husband and I go there quite a bit, I would like to think. So I've been there before, so that's kind of how I know how much to budget. So either way, I'm still going to plan to pay for gas just for myself, because I don't know if my friend is coming here, like flying here to me so we can drive together or not. So I'm going to budget $150 for gas, which is essentially 3 full tanks. I'm going to budget $25 for travel. And by travel, I mean transportation, like Ubers and stuff. If we take any Ubers, I'm going to budget $125 for food. We'll be there for technically like 2 full days. So I think $125 should be good for food. And then $25 for miscellaneous, assuming, let's say, I bring a bottle, my other friend brings a bottle of alcohol, or, something like that. So altogether, that is $325. And so technically, I already created my budget. So we're going to put that in at $325. And then also I have creates a budget. That's a good one, for Bath and Body Works. So Bath and Body Works is going to have a candle day in December. I'm pretty sure it's December the 3rd, because typically it's the first Saturday of every December, but they don't actually release the actual date until whenever they get ready. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be December the 3rd. So I do need to create a budget for Bath and Body Works. Now, technically, I don't have to really be concerned with having the money for that because that's a December expense, but I do want to create a budget. I like to kind of go through and see how many candles I want, which candles I want, and then kind of determine, you know, how much I'll need for that. So create a budget for Bath and Body Works. Also, stick to our anniversary budget. And that is going to be, I'm still working out the kinks, but I'm thinking maybe like another $400 is what we will spend for our anniversary. We don't know if we're going to go to a comedy show, one that's happening while we're there, or what, but I'm thinking $400 should do it. And if we do $400, we'll pretty much stick to our anniversary budget. We've been saving $50 every month for our anniversary. So by November, we'll have $600 or $650. So I think we'll be good with our anniversary budget. So we already have the money for that. Next up, we have create a holiday budget. And when I do that, I'm gonna do a video. So I like to create a holiday budget every month just to have some every year, just to have some guidance regarding how much money we might be spending in November, like if we're hosting, you know, how much money we're gonna spend on Black Friday if we're participating, how much money for Christmas gifts. I like to have a budget for that. So I wanna create a holiday budget. I also want to possibly begin Christmas shopping. Again, you know, if I can get deals and whatnot for Black Friday, then I plan to do that. Also, order college gear. So my husband and I are going to a game. So weird. It's going to be my alma mater versus my husband's alma mater, which is not far from where we live. So after all these years, 10 years ago is when we met, and finally, I guess, I don't care about football, just so we're clear, or any sport, but my husband does, and what better game to go to than my alma mater's game, like, you know, so that's gonna be super cool. So I don't have anything college related. My husband doesn't either. It's gonna be outside obviously. It's gonna be cold. So I was thinking we could order like some hoodies for our respective schools. So stay tuned for that. Also, let's see, I already did that, so we don't have to do that. Oh, I do need to stop our investments. So typically we invest $2,000 at the beginning of each month. 500 goes towards my Roth IRA, 500 towards my husband's Roth IRA, and 1,000 towards our joint brokerage. However, I think I'm gonna stop it for November. Some months we stop it, maybe a couple months out the year, particularly when spending is gonna be high. Like I think the last time we stopped it was in the summer because spending's higher. My niece was here all summer, our niece. And so I think I'll stop it in November and then resume it in December. Just because I'd rather kind of hoard that money in November as we prep for the holiday season and all of that, rather than stopping it in December. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do stop investments for November, already decided. And then the other thing we already did, which was, well, I was thinking we might not get around to doing it until, oh shoot. I was thinking we might not get around to doing it until November, but we already did it, which was to schedule with our financial advisor. So we're gonna go meet with him in December to talk about how we did this year and what our plans and goals and such are for moving forward. Okay, so I just wanted to delete that one thing, this. Okay, so invest 15% of our paychecks, pay credit card, pay off Ashley credit card. I'm gonna put pay monthly credit card bill, just to separate the two. Add truck to auto insurance, create budget for Jacksonville, which I kind of just did. Create budget for Bath and Body Works. Stick to anniversary budget of $600, $650. Create holiday budget, begin Christmas shopping, order college gear, stop investments for November. Whatever we do for Black Friday would be a part of the create holiday budget, by the way. Okay, so that's that on that. So now, is that everything? Yes, now it's time to talk about our actual budget. So I'm gonna bring up this app. It has like a little bit of information or whatever regarding our budget, but we're gonna solidify the budget momentarily. Okay, so let's talk about this monthly budget. Retirement is gonna be $0 or no money for November because we are going to stop our retirement. So budgeting 0 for that. Car payment is going to be due on the 7th at $314.34. That is through Southeast Toyota. We have a newer RAV4. It's a 2021. The actual payment, the actual car payment is $250, but we also have Toyota Care and some other stuff, which very much made financial sense to us at the time that we were purchasing the car, so we went with it. That just means we have like an extended package, so we haven't been paying for oil changes and things like that. Made perfect sense because it was a couple $1,000s. So technically our car payment is higher. It's $314.34. Our phone bill, this is tricky. We have Mint Mobile and we have different lengths for our plans. So I have, I think, like an annual plan or a 6-month plan, and my husband has a 3-month plan. And so each time, basically our phone bills are due at different intervals and different prices, and it's a little bit confusing, but essentially my husband's phone bill is due in November on the 8th at $130.86. Next up we have Ashley Furniture. That is going to be the full payment, you guys. Normally we pay $200. This month we're paying $333.56 to pay off the credit card. Next up we have cable, which is Sling TV, due at $35. Electricity is going to be $115.48. Pest control is going to be $46. Our mortgage is going to be $1,520.99. Water sewer is going to be, we don't know. We actually don't know what water sewer is going to be. So I'm going to budget $60 because in October it was $55. So we're going to do $60. Next up we have internet. That's $60.80 every month. Amazon Music, which I'm looking to cancel, but we'll have to say, am I going to cancel it? I very much want to cancel it, but it is, because it's going up $1 and that's upsetting me. And so I want to cancel it just to be petty, but I really thoroughly enjoy it. So we're going to budget $15.99 for water, if not for that, for Amazon Music. Next up we have, let's see, what do we have next? Next up we have security, which is going to be $51.47. That's security for our homes. Life insurance for the both of us, $42.19. Our pet insurance plan is $62.87. So I need to update that because it was once $57.35, but we took her to the vet and she is in like the 50-pound club, I think. So we have to pay more. And before, you know, when we first rescued her, she was not anywhere near the weight that she is now. I mean, she was probably like 40 pounds or something. So we do have to pay a different amount for that. So that's going to be $62.87. Netflix is $9.99. Georgia Educators is going to be, that has gone up. It used to be $50.87 or something. And now it is, wait, is that the, yeah. Now it's $51.08. So we're going to update that. Shopping, which is what we're going to spend on everything that essentially isn't a bill. So gas for our cars, food, groceries, date nights, pet food, all of the things. All of that is going to be, we're going to budget rather. We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we're going to budget $2,000, which is what we do every month. Medical is, okay, so now we're talking about our sinking funds. So the rest of these are going to be sinking funds. And with our sinking funds, we try to contribute a certain amount each month to our sinking funds so that whenever the time rolls around for us to have a medical expense or a birthday, holiday, you know, pet expense or whatever, we have the funds for it. I'm going to be doing a sinking funds video update soon because I have a love-hate relationship. But according to our budget, we're going to put $50 in our medical fund, $100 in holidays and birthdays, which is fitting since the holidays are coming up. We don't really have any birthdays coming up, so that's good. $50 in anniversary, as we've been doing for the past year. We're going to do $75 for pets, and that is really for like any kind of co-pays that we have to pay or boarding her or toys and stuff. Sometimes we just take it from shopping, but for the most part, that's what that category is for. We have clothing / beauty at $50. Giving and donating is going to be $75. Vacation is going to be $50. Transportation and tags is going to be $50. Entertainment is going to be $50. No, yes, $50. This is a high amount. because that's from October and we're hosting a party in a couple days. And then home maintenance is going to be what's left, which is $99.38, which means that we have an every dollar budget. So all of our income is going to be, what we're budgeting for is going to be $5,500. That's how much our income is going to be. And we do an every dollar budget, which means that we assign every dollar that we're looking to bring in. So we've assigned all of that. And in total, if you add up all of these, which this has already done that, Notion has already done that for us, you would get $5,500, which is our income. So as the month transpires, I'll come here and I'll track our income, I'll track our expenses, and it will actually populate over here. I'll show you guys what that looks like in my my November reset video, which is coming after this, just so you can see how that works. But essentially, whatever I track as expenses and whatever category I assign it to, it will deduct it from here. So it'll always let me know, you know, what our expenses are as of the last expense that I input, and then if we're on budget or under budget, and it'll mark it as paid if it's one of these that requires to be marked as paid, which is essentially all of our bills. And then we have our subscriptions tracker down here. So we have Amazon Music as a subscription, Sling TV, Netflix, SiriusXM, which we just paid in October, is due biannually. And then Progressive is due biannually, not due again until December. So we don't have to worry about that. And then Hulu, which we're doing a free trial, but I just put it in here in the event that we keep it, but we need to cancel it like ASAP so that we do not have to pay, you know, for Hulu, because I don't think we use it. So therefore, this is the total for our monthly subscriptions. This is the total for our yearly, and I need to add a category for annual, so it'll tell me how much the annual amount is for our subscriptions. Although Progressive isn't a subscription, it's our auto insurance. I just put it on here because I just want to have it somewhere on here. I guess I might consider duplicating this here and maybe adding something new and entitling it something other than subscription tracker, but essentially, you know, it's a subscription as far as I'm concerned. As far as Notion is concerned, it's a subscription. Okay, so this is our budget for November of 2022. These are our goals and tasks, our monthly calendar, our actual monthly budget. This is what we are expecting to bring in and what we are expecting to spend. In the event that we did not spend all of the money that we've allotted, then that money just essentially goes to savings, or it stays in our bank account, which is technically a form of saving, and that's just how we do that. But we're normally not under budget. We're normally over budget types of people, which I've already explained numerous times what we do in those types of situations. So anywho, this is our monthly budget for the month of November. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you found it to be helpful. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you're new and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys back here in a few days in a new video that is my November reset routine. Bye guys.